So throw your hands up and fill the next cup. Let's get this started again, 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 again. Me and my whole crew, we live with no rules. Let's get this started again, again. So if you feel like me too, there's only one thing to do. Let's go. Pay down, call the taxi cab. Got a case in the fridge and a bottle at the crib. Let's all get twisted, double fisting, drink up the resisting. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy NS Racing 42, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to season number 2 of the NIRA Red Bull Cup Series. We're here to start the back-to-back races in Florida this week. Today is Homestead-Miami, and on Saturday it's back to Daytona under the lights. But first, before we get to Daytona, we have to settle it here at the first of 2 Homestead races this season, and for the Chevy Camaro 400. And it's gonna be another good race. Last season was the finale, and it was so good that we decided to have 2 Homestead races, one for the finale of course, and one in the regular season. I am joined by none other than Napa Fan himself. Welcome up to the booth.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're going to have a very interesting race here today. And I'm going to start it right off with linking it to my series, because that's what I always do. Luke Rainey, starting on the pole here tonight, won the Chick-fil-A 500 at this very racetrack at the end of last year. So you know he's good at this racetrack. Watch out for Luke Rainey here tonight at Homestead. As for the racing, we're going to see we don't have any pit stops. Hopefully we won't have any pit stops. And they're going to be sliding up the racetrack and doing all sorts of crazy things. But both lanes work pretty equally here at Homestead, so it's going to be a fun race. And just sit back and enjoy the Chevy Camaro 400, because you should be thoroughly entertained here tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. 2, 3, maybe even 4 wide, and they will probably be able to make it stick unless they decide to rub doors coming off of 2 and 4. Coming into this race here is the top 10 in points, I should say. Travis Cranston has a 25-point gap over Ryan Kendall, new point leader for the first time in 8 races this season, thanks to Josh South having a bad race at Talladega and crashing out. Ryan Kendall, 25 points back, obviously. Trey White is in third, 26 points back. Bobby Frazier, very strong up to this point for the rookie, 32 points back. Christian Russell, the Chicagoland winner, he's already locked in, but he is in 5th in points, 33 points back. Josh South, the Daytona 500 winner, he's 34 points back. Larry Hagan is in 7th, 37 points back. James Ellison is in 8th, 40 points back. Angel O'Bara is 41 points back in 9th. And Colton Neal rounds out the top 10, 44 points back. Now here's my question to you, Napa fans. 2 weeks ago, it was the Red Bull All-Star race, and the fan vote winner William Block was able to get it done in that one. And then this past weekend on Saturday, William Block was able to get his first points-paying win in the Red Bull Cup Series and 2 wins in a row. Do you think William Block will do the unthinkable and go 3 wins in a row in the Red Bull Cup Series?
It's not that unthinkable, but it all depends on where he starts, and I'm not 100% sure on where that is. But, I think it's very possible, especially if he's starting, in the top 20 for this race. And, hey, he won the All-Star as the fan vote winner, and then won last time at Talladega. He's on a hot streak. It shouldn't be any surprise to us if he gets another win, because he's obviously really good. So I wouldn't be surprised at it, but I don't think it's going to happen here today. Like I mentioned, I think Luke Rainey's going to have a good chance of winning tonight's race.
Yeah, very true. Real quick, he's the top 10 starting positions for the Chevy Camaro 400. On the pole is Luke Rainey, and alongside him is Stephen Thompson. James Ellison in 3rd, Roger in 4th, Carter Friesen in 5th, Josephine O'Neill, who finished a close 2nd to William Block at Talladega. Finally something on her side. She starts 6th. Ace Garcia in 7th, Massenthal in 8th, and then it's Keshawn Richardson and Nathan Stapleton rounding out the top 10. And let's just check, where does William Block start? Oh boy.
He looks like he's at the final row.
Yeah,
so he's starting, would it be 39th? So, it's possible. It's really difficult to move your way through the field here at Homestead from that far back. It's possible, but I don't think he's going to do it. But hey, you never know. You just never know. He's probably going to finish better than 39th. I'll tell you that much. So he's got that to look forward to.
Yeah, very true. It's going to be very wild. Either 2, 3, 4 wide, possibly even 5 wide. We just have to wait and see. It's going to be a wild one for race number 9 of the season. The first race of my summer vacation. And let's get it off right here, right now, at Homestead-Miami, Florida.
Drivers, start your engines!
Hopefully everyone gets rolling off here for the Chevy Camaro 400, and looks like everyone will on our second attempt. Like I said, Luke May is on the pole. He's been not really seen that much this season in the Web Cup Series so far. Not having a bad season, but not having a good season. He's been towards the middle of the field. So we just have to wait and see of what he can do. In that number 6, Stephen Thompson was in the final 4 here at Homestead in season number 1 of the Krispy Kreme series. He knows how to get it done here at Homestead. Because I think he was running towards the top 10 most of that race, but came up a little bit short. So, it's going to be a wild one, and it's going to be crazy. I'd say anyone in the top 20, 25, maybe even top 30 might have a shot at this victory here tonight.
One thing you do have to remember is there will be no pit stops in this race, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to work your way from the back to the front, but I think anyone has a chance. I think once we get to midway through the race, then we can have a good idea on who's going to have a good chance. But until then, we'll have to see who gets up there. Luke Rainey going to lead us to the green flag.
Luke Rainey, Stephen Thompson. Race number 9 of the season is underway. The Chevy Camaro 400 at Homestead. Luke Rainey will leave lap number 1 and get a bonus point, but for how long will he keep it? Because Shane Felton is all over his back bumper in the number 1.
Watch out for the 13 here, Stephen Thompson on the outside. The outside lane can work here at Homestead, and if you're on that outside lane and you have help behind you, you should be doing pretty good. That inside lane through this corner usually doesn't work too well. It's the middle line. You're going to see Ellison get the push there, but all this battling for the second position is going to allow Rainey to pull away right now in the number 6.
Last year, coming off the turn number 4, they went 4 wide, and I believe it was Raj Way who got stuck into the outside wall. Hopefully that does not happen here tonight, but who knows, Homestead does have a history of it last season. Ellison closing in all over the back bumper of Luke Rainey, but cannot make it stick. Never mind, gonna have a shot at it coming off the turn 4.
Yeah, he's not going to get the lap led, but he might get the lead next time by. Here comes the 20 machine. Adam Garcia 3 wide to the inside. And that's the kind of move you'll see a lot of here tonight, is those guys get that run behind the car that's trying to make the pass to the inside of the race leader, and they shoot down low and force it 3 wide into the corner. Now, in between turns 1 and 2, that inside lane works a little bit better than it does through this part of the racetrack, 3 and 4. But how about Adam Garcia just diving away and taking the lead away from Ellison and Rainey?
Garcia, one of the many Garcias in the community, and he's not had the best of seasons. Neither of the Garcias have had good seasons so far, but Adam Garcia is pulling away so far in the Chevy Camaro 400.
Here comes Keyshawn Richardson course, today we're recording this race. We had the Indianapolis 250 earlier today, and I know Keyshawn Richardson was in that race, and I also know that he was a lap down car, so he wants to put that behind him. And right now he's doing a pretty good job of that, running in the second position right now. Behind him, it's the 99 machine of Mark Davidson, and we're also doing it today of the Coke 600 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And another congratulations to Mark Davidson for winning his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. And that race was very interesting. He was able to pull away in that one. He might have a good shot at doing so here today.
Yeah, very true. Mark Davidson won at another mile and a half at Charlotte in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He has 3 wins over here in the Red Bull Cup Series, all coming last season. He's not at the best of seasons. I think he's towards the bottom of the points right now, actually. So he's trying to get some good luck on his side finally here in race number 9.
Yeah, hopefully he can do so. He's doing really good in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series right now, so I know he's a very consistent driver. Just gonna have those brakes go your way sometimes. Here comes Richardson to the inside of Adam Garcia. He's gonna get this lap led right here. And remind me here, do you get bonus points in this series for leading laps, or is it just for the finish of the race?
You do get bonus points for leading a lap and for the most laps, so that's a
all right, so basically just like the Chick-fil-A Cup Series there. So good to know that. So bonus point there, the Richardson.
The only difference is that if you win, you're locked into the chase in the Red Bull Cup Series. That's the only difference.
Mm-hmm.
How about Josephine
here comes, apparently she finished second in the Talladega race that I didn't watch. You spoil it for me, Nathan. No, it's all right. But she's doing pretty good right there, number 38. I like the 38 scheme. I'm a big David Reagan fan, so that's why I put my driver in this machine. But she's highest running driver who's yet to lead a lap in this race so far. Here comes the 00 of Noah Clifton. Clifton's a pretty good driver. Fortunately, I think he wrecked out in the Indy 250 back on Saturday. But like I said, a lot of these guys who were in that Indianapolis 250 looking to put that behind them, possibly get a win here today. Be a great win, great place to win to put that behind you. But looks like Richardson doing a pretty good job right now in the 31 as they battle for second. O'Neill and Garcia there for the second position. There goes Clifton. And watch for O'Neill to get the run through the middle here. That turn usually is pretty good to the middle line, but Clifton got the help there from Luke Rainey, and he's going to surpass those guys.
So far, so good. Green and green so far, and here comes the guy that flipped upside down and got stuck into the outside wall last season in the finale. Roger Way, the Texas winner, he wants to forget about that and win here today and get redemption here at Homestead. Oh, Davidson through the middle though.
Ooh, yeah, that's what I was talking about right there. That middle lane can pretty much stay even with the inside most of the time, and definitely have an advantage on the outside. And Davidson might have an advantage here on the rest of the field, but you can see all this battling for second. Keyshawn Richardson pulling away like crazy in the number 31 now. Half a second lead for driver number 31.
Because Sean Richardson, he is a rookie in the Red Bull Cup Series, but he's showing that he is not so far strong in the Chevy Camaro 400. But they are racing very hard right behind him though. I'm surprised that they haven't even closed up on him. And they're still losing time on Keyshawn Richardson. Almost 7/10 of a second last time by.
And the more they go side by side like this, the more Richardson's going to pull away from the rest of the field here. They got to get single file because you go double wide, you can't arc it in the corner like you normally would if you're going single file. So if they can stay single file here, they definitely close back in on them. The draft is, a big factor in 2003 when the ratings are equal for everybody. Yeah, they can't let Richardson pull away here. There's a chance we might not even end up with a caution in this race. And if that's the case, you let Richardson pull away enough, he might be able to drive away with this thing. But you got Luke Rainey there. They're starting to get single file, 00 of Noah Clifton there as well, and Roger Ray. I think those guys are going to, form it back up here soon and close back in on the 31.
And speaking of which, here comes Luke Rainey. Got a great 3 and 4 and battle for race lead here at Homestead.
It's almost like Richardson had a problem or something. Rainey just drove right by the 31 with no problem at all. Or at least got to him with no problem at all. They're still side by side. But like I said, Luke Rainey won here at Homestead in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. That was a 67-lap race, a little bit longer than this one. So definitely watch out for Luke Rainey to possibly have a shot at getting this race win here today, as he did start on the pole position.
Noah Clifton, though, I've ran that scheme a lot so far this season. I'm sorry if he does not like winning this scheme, but just something about this scheme. But I love this scheme, so that's why he's been winning it. He's not been having the best of seasons, but you know what? Homestead is a place that can change it around, and he's trying to take the race lead away from Luke Rainey.
Not able to do so quite yet in the 0-0. Here comes Ace Garcia to the inside of Sebastian Cucalon there. Both those guys are pretty good drivers. Of course, Cucalon, you know, he's a magic guy when we're co-commentating together. Has he won twice before? I know he's won at least once. His first career win on my channel, you were alongside me for that one, but you know, I'll have to see. Cucalon might have a very good chance of winning this race here today because you know, we got the magic touch when he's on the racetrack.
Yeah, very true. It's like over on Napa Fans channel, every time me and him commentate 42 cars or truck or whatever it is, seems to have the magic touch. But Cucalon looks like he's having a good day over here in the Rebel Cup Series so far. And the thing is, there's not going to be any pit stops, but this is still Homestead, and Tyler's still going to be a factor. Here comes Ace Garcia with a huge 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, that's a good push there by Ace Garcia. He's going to take it 3 wide, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make it stick entering 1. This is good news for Clifton. He's going to have the middle line. He's going to push Rainey up just a little bit, and he should get the advantage off of the corner. He's got him cleared there, so Noah Clifton to the point here at Homestead. We're closing on halfway, and 8 laps will be halfway through this Chevy Camaro 400.
And so far, clean and green, Ace Garcia get a huge 1 and 3 and 4. Holy smoke. Second straight lap.
Ace Garcia now finally getting to the inside there. I think he's going to have a good shot at getting past Clifton here now. He's got Cucalon behind him, 42, Madison Toll. Hey, I got to be honest with you, Nathan. I had an absolute blast calling her in the Indy 250 when she was leading all that. I know she's good. She definitely showed a lot of strength. She unfortunately wrecked out in that race, but I got to be honest with you. I really wanted to see her win. That would have been so cool. But, well, I mean, she might win this one here. She's got a strong car moving on that inside with help there from Nathan Faden, who was also in the Indy 250. A lot of these guys are in the Indy 250. I'm surprised at how many there were. 32's there as well. Bobby Frazier. He's actually never been on that fin before, but he's looking pretty strong right now in that number 32 machine as Ace Garcia's pulling away.
Yeah, Madison Toll. I will tell you straight up, watching that, I was so pumped up, and then when she crashed, I'm like, no, I was heartbroken. But you know what? She showed that. Whoa! That was close.
Ooh.
Close between Cucalon and Toll, but she proved, I should say, that she can hang around in those Indy cars, and most likely she would probably race on Napa Fan more often, because she definitely showed her stuff.
I definitely want to see her more. Definitely want to see her more. You know, on the Napa Fan channel next year, it's looking like the IndyCar series is going to be the main series. As you know, my Chick-fil-A Cup, she's probably going to retire at the end of the year. But I'd like to see Madison Toll race full time next year in the IndyCar series. See what she can do.
Right in the Florida Watermelon Association car that sponsor will won the next 2 races because racing in Florida. Trey White won that last year at, I believe, Nashville. He's trying to get it done here tonight in Homestead-Miami, and a strong car in the All-Star race came up a little bit short late in the going in the 5th segment.
And Trey Wright has Nathan Faden, I should say, cleared Bobby Frazier behind those guys. And now with this single file line, they're going to close back in here on Ace Garcia. Madison Toll's in 5th. Her teammate, James Ellison, back in there as well. Number 11, Matthew Hartford moving his way through, and Andrew Miller on the inside lane. You know, we've been seeing a lot of different faces move their way through the field. And who's that back in there midway through? That's William Brock, isn't it? 88. Won the last 2 races. You know, he's moving his way through the field very well. He might actually have a chance of winning this thing, considering where he is right now. And I mentioned at the top of the show, we have to wait until, you know, halfway through to see who's going to be in contention. Well, by the looks of it, William Brock could easily move his way to the race lead here before the end of the race.
Yeah, William Brock started 39th, and now he has to be somewhat inside the top half of the field. And yes, he is top 20 for William Brock right now. Trapped on the high side, but definitely in prime position to strike still. And Nathan Stapleton, he's had a tough season. Got caught up in Josh South's mess at Talladega once they rebound. And how about Matthew Hartford? He has won 2 races this season, the only driver to win twice so far, and he's a rookie. He won at All Club and the Coca-Cola 600, trying to win his 3rd win into his 9th start of the Red Bull Cup Series.
He's going 3 wide there, and we'll have to see. I mean, moves like that's probably what gave him those wins at Auto Club in Charlotte. And he's got a good run to the inside there of Ellison in the 1. And for the lead, there's Faden on Ace Garcia.
Nathan Faden, I think won here at Homestead last year in the season finale. Yeah, he did drive the 48. Trying to go 2 in a row here at Homestead.
Yeah, so that's good news there for Nathan Faden. He seems to have this track figured out, and he's a pretty good driver. I don't think he's ever won before on Napa Fan, but he's been very consistent in the IndyCar series, and he's taking that consistency over here to this race here today.
And speaking of the 48, we have to talk to Andrew Miller. He surprised us in the Talladega race, came up out of nowhere and got the top 10. Now he's up towards the front here today. He is last in points. He won the All-Star Fan Vote and the All-Star race in season number 1. And he has had the worst season out of anyone last in points. And he's in the top 15 years so far.
So wait, he won the fan vote last year, and William Brock won the fan vote this year, you say?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's technically 3 in a row if you count Chick-fil-A All-Star race. Tristan Allen won the fan vote and won the All-Star race last year.
Oh, man.
Hey, guys, win the fan vote. Win the fan vote, win the race.
Apparently. Anyway, bound for the race lead, Nathan Faden, the face Garcia, but these guys going side by side, that's going to allow a handful of drops to close back in.
Bobby Frazier, Matthew Hartford, Josephine O'Neill on the inside lane there. And there goes Faden, and Ace Garcia's going to finally back out of that. I think, Garcia knows that if he stays side by side long enough on the outside lane, he's going to really get swallowed up. And he gets swallowed up a little bit, so we'll have to see how it all plays out for him. But, we could end up having a side-by-side finish in this race. We're past halfway here. And Nathan Faden looked pretty strong. Bobby Frazier. I'm trying to think of some other guys who were up from earlier on, like Luke Rainey and Keyshawn Richardson. I wonder where they have fallen to.
Luke Rainey hasn't fallen too bad. Still inside the top 12, top 15. But where did Keyshawn Richardson go in that number 31? Where did he go? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him there. He probably got stuck 3 wide at a few moments there and got held back. They're currently 23rd, so just on the second half there on the other side of the second half of the field. So not the best of runs there for Keyshawn Richardson so far. But there's some guys I'm seeing like at the moment kind of like keeping it out front. Or Bobby Frazier and Josephine O'Neill. O'Neill especially was up front earlier. And now she's back up inside the top 5. And I know that's my driver, but I mean, I'm just, from a non-biased point of view, have seen her kind of stay in the top 10 for a while here. So I definitely watch out for her. And then Madison Toll as well in the 42 seems to have been lurking just outside the top 5 for a while too in the number 42.
Yeah, the females, they were really strong in the Minneapolis 250 on Saturday. In fact, Monte Baranowski did win William Brock's driver. And you know what? William Brock has been on a hot streak in the Red Bull Cup Series and for his development driver in the IndyCar Series. So,
that was Baranowski's 3rd Indy 250. She finally got it. And is Jonathan King in this series? I don't think he is.
No, he's not.
My condolences to Jonathan King on that one. I don't think we'll have to worry about that here today. I don't think we will, but hopefully we won't have to. But just don't run out of gas and don't come down to pit lane on the final lap. It's just not a good thing to do. You'll lose races if you do that.
Yeah, I won a race because of that. Of someone pitting this. I think 2 laps to go, or 1 to go at Mountainville. It's not.
Oh yeah,
good.
I remember that. Your only Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory. yeah, I mean, it bites you. Don't have to worry about that here today, though. And looking at Nathan Faden here, he's been able to keep it, pretty well ahead of the 11 there, and they're starting to, really spread out in the top 10 here. So, if you're not in the top 10 now, you might not have a good chance of getting this race victory because, it seems to have stalled out a little bit. You got to think, too, even though we don't have any pit stops, they're still, wearing these tires out. And that'll definitely come into play on how easy these guys can make passes. There goes Hartford to the inside of Faden. And he might be able to make it work on the inside, but he might be too far down. That was not a good entry for Hartford, and Faden should be able to get the run up top and keep the advantage in the 95.
Hartford trying to get 3 wins in the first 9 races. Faden trying to get second win in 10 races. And
And the yellow's out. We got a yellow.
Vargas is destroyed. Stephen Thompson's destroyed. RJ Bishop is destroyed. And I think it was Matthew Hartford that won the race back, and it was.
He got him at the line. They were side by side there, and now they're going to be going on a restart single file, so this will get pretty interesting. But looks like we knocked out a few guys in whatever this accident was, and good to get a break here. A tough break for Christian Vargas there, Eli Bright, 22 machine of Travis Crampton. Oh, our points leader was involved.
Oh my
That's not
goodness. Good. The points
37 of Ben Crouch.
And looks like RJ Bishop
RJ Bishop is, he's totaled in the 41.
He might have flipped because there's some roof damage, so he might have flipped. I will not be surprised. Looks like our defending champion has damage of Patrick Smith as well.
Yeah, that doesn't look... I can't really tell. It's a little fuzzy on my end, but I venture to say that Patrick Smith might have been involved since he's at the end of the field there. I'd say about 7 or 8 cars involved. Pretty normal Homestead accident.
And
I say let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the caution here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Yeah, let's do it here for the Chevy Camaro 400 for race number 9 of the season in the Red Bull Cup Series. Here we go. This is what happened that brought out the first caution of the night here in the Chevy Camaro 400. They were about 15th to 16th. Eli Bright ended up breaking some kind of mechanical issue on Eli Bright in that number 3 machine. They ended up splitting him, but then the 51 got into the 21, got into the 2, and then turned the number 3. And then some of these drivers, I don't know what they were thinking. They dive bombed it in. And Eli Bright, RJ Bishop ended up flipping into the outside wall. Vargas involved, Patrick Smith involved, Quentin Moore, Ben Crouch, Stephen Thompson. 7 or 8 cars involved and torn up here in this one.
3 wide here, and somebody with a big issue ahead of them. And I think it's the 51 that runs into Eli Bright, and just all jam it up. The 41, RJ Bishop going upside down, or flipping a little bit there, and they just jam it up. There's just nowhere to go when a car practically stops on the racetrack there. And I think, you alluded to it, Nathan, you thought that this race was probably going to cost or free. It would have, had it not been Eli Bright with the mechanical issue. But lots of times races like this where it has a green flag look to it, it is a mechanical issue that causes a wreck like that. And that's what we saw right there to bring out the first and what will hopefully be the only caution of the night here in the Chevy Camaro 400.
Welcome back here at Homestead-Miami Speedway for race number 9 of the season for the Red Bull Cup Series and for the Chevy Camaro 400. Matthew Hartford will lead us back to the green. The cars that are out are Ben Crouch, Christian Vargas, Stephen Thompson, and obviously 41 of RJ Bishop going upside down. And our point leader, Travis Crampton, is the only car 1 lap down. He's probably going to finish 36th. It has to transition from day to night. Here we go, 13 laps to go in the Chevy Camaro 400.
Matthew Hartford with the jump on the start, but Faden's right behind him. Nobody really got a clear advantage there, except Faden. He's got the run of the inside for the race lead with 13 laps to go at Homestead.
These guys know that if they win, they lock themselves into the playoffs. Matthew Hartford, he's just trying to dominate and get third win in 9 races. But for everyone else inside the top 10, They're trying to get the first win of the season and lock themselves into the playoffs. Lots up for grabs. And Nathan Faden trying to go 2 in a row here at Homestead as well.
But Hartford on the outside lane, he's getting that outside lane to work, and you know, all these guys are in the same set of tires that they started with at the beginning of the show, so they're obviously not as good as they were earlier on. A little bit harder to make these moves. How about Kukulon going 3 wide there? He's got the run of the inside for third.
Kukulon out of nowhere. He's not had that good of a season, but now he has a shot to possibly get this race win. 11 to go. Side by side for the race.
Bit of a
still,
bump there.
But Faden takes the race lead away finally.
Kukulon's moving his way through the field here. He might be the new race leader here before you know it. I think he's going to get around Hartford here pretty easily. Oh, he's closing in there on Faden. He's got it. He's got the run.
He might just get 2.
He's going to be to the inside, entering 1. He's going to take it away here. 10 to go at Homestead.
10 to go, and he never mind. He's not going to get 2 birds with 1 stone. I thought he was. But never mind.
He almost had. He had the brake check it a little bit early there through the corner. That didn't work out too well for him. They're still side by side for second. That's good news for Nathan Faden.
Faden, he knows how to get it done at Homestead. I think he won it based off of a photo finish. It would not surprise me if he won it that way, because it's like we always see that happen here at Homestead. But how about Ace Garcia? Last year, he did not win at all. He helped his teammate, Patrick Smith, who knew at the time that when he won the Daytona 500 that he was going to be the champion. So he pushed Patrick Smith to race win in the 500. But after that, we didn't see Ace Garcia that much last season. We haven't seen Ace Garcia this much this season. The only driver that is racing in the same ride that he did in season number 2, in season number 1, and then number 3, 23 for BK Racing. Trying to get BK Racing the 3rd win in the Red Bull Cup Series.
We'll have to see if he can do something. He's 3 wide right now. I think this race might be between Faden and Hartford at this point. They've been the dominant guys as of late, and I don't know, Hartford's going to try to close in on Faden, but Faden looks to be the strongest car out there. But as I say that, there goes Hartford to the inside.
Hartford is trying his butt off, trying to get his still win in 9 races. No one's been able to do that before. Well, Davison, sure, he got 3 wins, but that was towards the end of the season. No one's been able to win 3 races in 9 races. I mean, a third of the races so far this season. Hartford trying to make history. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa.
whoa.
No problem. I think the 95, you know, I don't know if he has the problem or he just did not get through the corner well. Like I said, the tires are worn on these guys like crazy, but regardless, he's going to lose a lot of ground. And yeah, he just brake checked it. He lost it. And look at who's second all of a sudden.
Nathan Stapleton. Last time, me and Apple fans did a co-commented race on my channel was the last year, Austin Street 500. It was me, Trey White, Napa fan, and Andy Miller, and Stapleton was able to get it done. Wouldn't this be something that 2 times that those co-commentators that he ends up winning, but right now he's trapped on the high side.
Oh yeah, he's got Bobby Frazier at the inside of him. It's really, really weird saying it like that. But Kukulon's back up here in the 34. He's pushing Frazier, and I don't know. It's not going to be Faden, I don't think. But Frazier's got a great run there on Hartford. And this is Kukulon's alley to get to the inside and take it away. There are 4 laps to go. My money is still on Kukulon to win this race in the number 34.
Hartford with a huge one on the high side with the Kyle Wilson lane at Homestead. Keeps the race lead with 3.5 to go.
The outside lane's working a lot better now.
Dives it in.
Oh, boy, that was close there. The inside lane is not working too well because of these worn tires. And outside lane's really getting a good run. And if they stay side by side like that, if Stapleton makes it 3 wide, it might be over. And Hartford might grab this one. There he goes. That's really going to kill any momentum out of any of these guys. You know, Kukulon might get the advantage here, though. I think he'll clear Stapleton. He can clear Stapleton, and he might be able to close in on Hartford here for the race lead. And who's that? That's Davidson, and Miller's up there as well. And here comes Stapleton in the middle. You know, the battle's for second now.
Hartford might get his 3rd win in 9 races. 2 to go at Homestead.
So you have Davidson and Miller all of a sudden up here. The 95 is up here as well of Nathan Faden, Madison Toll. They're going to have to close in this lap, but they're going to have any shot. And I think Davidson's going to be the only guy who's going to have a chance at it here, because I think he's going to clear Stapleton. If he can stay single file here, he might close right in on Hartford on this final lap. If Davidson has a chance here, guys, he's got a chance in the 99. White flag.
We've seen crazy things here at Homestead happen before. Can Davidson close in and lock himself into the Rebel Cup Series playoffs? He's going to have a shot at it. Here he comes.
He's got the run to the inside. I think Hartford blocked him. Here comes Miller, 3 wide.
Miller, 3 wide,
They're 3 wide for the lead. Davidson's in the good line, though.
Davidson.
He might get the run. I think he's got it. He's got it.
No, Davidson.
Mark Davidson, he's going to get it here at Homestead.
Last lap pass. He won 3 times last season. And he is now locked into season number 2 of the Rebel Cup Series playoffs. A veteran wins. Not too many veterans have won this season. And Matthew Hartford, oh so close of being that 3rd win in 9 races. Man, oh man.
Yeah, I could tell Hartford was going to get it there when he had the middle line. When Miller went to the inside, that's what saved it. If Miller didn't go 3 wide, I think Hartford would have won. That pushed Hartford to the way outside lane. Davidson was stuck with the middle lane, which has been the best lane all night. Got the run on the inside, took it away from him. How about that for Mark Davidson? Not a surprise at all seeing him get the race victory after winning that Coke 600 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series last week. So congratulations to Mark Davidson there. Great win by driver number 99.
And Mark Davidson, that's 2 Cup Series races that he's won in a row. The Chick-fil-A Cup Series Coca-Cola 600 on Saturday, and now the Rebel Cup Series Chevy Camaro 400 here on Wednesday. Both on mile and a halves as well. So maybe he's hot on these mile and a halves here lately. Who knows? But what a race. Matthew Hartford, a close second. Andrew Miller, another great one for Miller. He's been having a tough season. I almost feel bad for him because of how bad he's been running, but a great 3rd place. Kuklon in 4th, Fayen in 5th, Fraser in 6th, another great one for him. Stapleton in 7th, Tall in 8th, Luke Ray in 9th, out Poster comes home with the top 10, and Carter Fraser rounds out the top 10. Kendall, Hagen, Andrews, Ace Garcia, Josephine O'Neill, Trey White, Mitchelson, South, great rebound. Where did Crampton finish? 36th. It's gonna be close. Oh man. South is in 6th in points, but this is gonna be really close. Talladega, South ended up crashing out, and now Travis Crampton ended up getting involved in the crash. And this is gonna get interesting of who's gonna leave Homestead as the point leader. The top 35 cars finished on the lead lap. Travis Crampton, the only car that finished 1 lap down.
Throw
And
your
then
hands
Bishop,
up
Thompson,
and felt the
Vargas,
next
and
come.
Cloud, all 4 retired.
Let's get this started again.
What's your thoughts here tonight in the Chevy Camaro 400?
Wake up!
It was definitely a good race. This is a really good racetrack if you turn the pit stops off. And what I like about it is that outside lane can work, the middle line can work. You know, it's you don't know which line can work here, but yeah, Davidson definitely did a good job there closing in there. He knew he had to get single file, and once he did, he closed right up on Hartford. And doesn't take too much once you get single file here at Homestead to close in on a guy. And Davidson is going to be a threat for the championship, I think. He's a really, really good driver in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and finally got the monkey off his shoulders for this one here tonight. So let's see what he does for the rest of the season. But great race here tonight in Homestead. Definitely a very entertaining one. And I see why you now have this race twice on the schedule, because it's a good track.
Yeah, I was hoping I did not make the mistake of having Homestead twice, and I obviously didn't. An amazing race here at Homestead. Congratulations to my Davidson on the points and Rookie of the Year points and his burnouts are coming up next. Thank you so much for joining me on that standout amazing race. And on Saturday, the second race of the week, we are going back to straight racing. Last weekend was Talladega, this weekend is Daytona, the Power Race one. That's going to be a good one. And then after that one, I did want the next race is the Stapleton race. 11 races, that'll have pit stops. And the 3 race left with no pit stops will finally be over that race. So thank God someone's watching. Congratulations, Summer Strecth, on being the win. And if we're not on NFL Association education, you've been watching the next company on NIRA. And I will see you guys Saturday night for the Power Race Warriors. Bye!
Bye!
Last call for alcohol. Let's drink till we have to crawl. It's just a matter of time before we lose our minds. It's only gonna be for tonight. Let's set this party right. So throw your hands up and fill the next cup. Let's get this started again.